And then I think that there's like people on another level up, we were saying earlier, that are like seeing these like people talk shit about it, and they're getting concerned that it could like negatively impact them in a way. So they're doing this like, it's the most shit. They're like trying to create a little distance, not too much where they can't call you and say, hey, I got a podcast.
Oh, you mean Andrew Santino?
Yeah, like not too much where it's like, oh, I'd like to come on your pod, but I'll have a guy who's going to shit on you for the whole fucking episode and not give you pushback. It's like, and it's not just him. Like I've seen other people do it, and it's just like, dude, you're going to go through some cancel shit later. All these guys, they're going to go through something later, and they had a guy that they could call that would bring them on the biggest platform in the world and let them explain themselves, have their back. Like, you will do it.
All right, so Andrew Schulz has really been going at Andrew Santino recently. Like last Flagrant episode, Schulz was taking some shots at him and Bobby Lee. Then he went on Rogan's podcast after, and he had even more to say about it. Like, you could tell he really wants Rogan to cut off Santino, because Schulz thinks he betrayed Rogan by making fun of him and having on Mark Maron and letting him trash Joe without saying anything. Also, out of all the comedians that have done Joe's podcast and make jokes about him now, you know, the ones that Schulz thinks have backstabbed him, Santino's the one who Rogan did the most for. You know, everyone else like Anthony Jeselnik, Stavros Hakias, Mark Maron, Dan Soder, and Bobby Lee, they're not Rogan sphere comedians, and they've only made 1 or 2 appearances on the podcast. I don't think they're ever very close to Rogan. But Santino, he's been going on his podcast since 2017 and has made 11 appearances. So Rogan's done quite a bit for his career and considers him a good friend. So out of all the comedians that goof on Joe, Santino's probably the one that Joe feels the most disrespected by. But he's trying to look at it like Santino's just busting his balls. You know, it's what comedians do. But Schulz is trying to convince him it's more malicious. Probably because Santino's also talked shit about Schulz too. He criticized podcasters for getting political and specifically mentioned Flagrant. And then also this past year, Santino has started to goof on Rogan a little bit and had on Mark Maron and let him talk shit. So that's why people are surprised to see Santino on Rogan's podcast last month, because Schulz is right. It seemed like Santino was trying to distance himself, but then when he had something to promote, he went on Rogan's podcast and acted like they're all good. Even though looking back on it, that podcast did seem kind of awkward, and you could tell there was some tension there. Because also Santino knew Rogan was going to get pissed about the Maron podcast. Like Maron at one point said he didn't think he was on Rogan's radar, but Santino's like, something tells me you are. And you could tell him and Bobby kind of wanted to get Maron going, because you kind of have him on and avoid talking about Rogan. Like Dan Soder did it. He had Maron on his podcast and didn't mention Rogan once. So I think Bobby and Andrew kind of wanted to hear Maron go off, because it seems like they don't really like the whole comedy podcast scene either, and they like to make fun of it. Like Santino even goofs on Theo Vaughn, who according to Rogan is like off limits to make fun of. So he's walking a fine line here.
By the way, Theo of all people could get Kim Jong-un. He like
Absolutely.
could and
Every
get
time
like a
he
legit
drops
interview.
like his new episode, I'm like, who is it today?
Yeah.
It's either Garbage Man or it's Kim Jong-un.
Kim Jong-un is like, my son really like you, Theo. So
Yeah,
that's why I'm
huge
here.
fan.
Yeah, his son is a massive Theo fan. That's how you hear all these things. Like fucking Trump is like,
Oh, yeah.
my son loves Theo.
Yeah, that Twitter was like, give it up for Barron, the unsung hero, getting his dad booked on
That's some
Trump
shit.
and Rogan.
We are living in the most dystopian version of comedy internet.
It's
the fucking
it's
weirdest
bizarre.
thing in the world.
It's bizarre.
That's so strange. It makes me happy to know that this show is still as stupid as it's always been from the beginning, because I see a lot of our podcast pals or people in our sphere that are taking these shows to a level that we don't go to.
Which is what?
Well, they're all having like
They're all, like,
politicians on.
journalists.
Tim got fucking interviewed by like CNN.
Yeah.
I was like, what in the fuck is going on?
Yeah, we stay here.
Same with hyenas.
We stay right
Here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I saw that they had Bernie on Schultz's show.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on? I just think podcasting, comedy podcasting is entering this world of like news or something.
Yeah.
And people are taking it serious. And it's not.
It's so good to have doctors in the house.
Yeah. Like we're on Rogan's show. Just giving out medical advice. Two fucking idiots giving out medical advice.
Does your mother have titty milk still in her breast?
You said it's not correct.
One guy.
Yeah.
I mean, Rogan talks about it, and he's usually right.
Is he? And there's one guy going,
Yeah. The Rogan.
killer.
Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Yeah, overcompensating, right?
Jacked up on alpha.
Right, so then
But yeah, me and who else?
Rogan.
Okay.
Who's that? Who's that?
Joe Rogan.
Joey.
Joseph Rogan?
Yeah, he's out of Texas.
Oh, he texted us. Got it.
Yeah.
I got it. Got it.
Yeah. You love Austin, don't you?
He's running half the planet out of Texas.
Yeah.
He's got a tight hold on the enlightened meatheads.
Dude, Marin's disdain.
It's not disdain. It's reasonable criticism.
Reasonable criticism.
Yeah.
When was the last time you spoke with him?
I don't know. That's a good question. I guess it would have been at the store. I never talked to him in Austin. I don't go into the club. I don't really think I'm on his radar. So
Something tells me you are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, something.
Yeah,
me
something
too.
tells me
Me
you
too.
are.
Also, soon after they published that Mark Maron podcast, they changed the thumbnail and removed him from it. So they must have heard either Joe was upset about it or they were worried Joe would see it and get upset about it. I don't know, but I think Schulz is now trying to get Rogan riled up because he thinks Santino's a snake and he should cut him off. Like, he keeps referencing Santino getting canceled at some point, saying Rogan would have been the guy to have his back. But Rogan's like, I'd still have his back. Santino's my boy. So it seems like Schulz wants Rogan to be done with him, but Rogan just likes him way too much. And it seems like he just wants things to be good between him and Santino. But it sounds like Schulz is trying to cause some shit now too. Like, I think Schulz is also referencing Santino talking about Bobby Lee behind his back. He's like, how can I trust the guy that does that talks shit about his co-host? So it sounds like he's referring to Santino. I mean, also his podcast is called Bad Friends, so it's not that surprising. But Schulz, he's trying to get it into Rogan's head that this guy's a snake and he shouldn't trust him. And Schulz was also DMing with random people that were messaging him about it, so he's getting really worked up about this.
So I don't know. My whole feeling about it is just like we know who the pieces of shit are in our industry,
Right.
And like we're aware of it because we've seen them from the jump. Like if I'm sitting down with a comedian, right, and like this is why I don't fuck with a lot of them is like if you immediately start talking shit about your co-host to me when I'm sitting down with you, like. I got to start questioning your integrity a little bit. It's like,
Right
that's
away.
your boy. Like, why
Right
are you
away.
shit-talking your boy to me?
Right.
So it's, yeah, but you saw it. A lot of these guys, man, you saw it. You saw a lot of these guys. So they're doing this like, it's the most pussy shit. They're like trying to create a little distance, not too much where they can't call you and say, hey, I got a pocket, I got a,
Oh, you mean
I
Andrew
got a
Santino?
special, yeah, like not too much where it's like, oh, I'd like to come on your pod, but I'll have a guy who's gonna shit on you for the whole fucking episode and not give you pushback. It's like, and it's not just him. Like I've seen other people do it, and it's just like, dude, you're gonna go through some cancel shit later. All these guys, they're gonna go through something later, and they had a guy that they could call that would bring them on the biggest platform in the world and let them explain themselves, have their back. Like you will do it.
I would still do that with Santino.
Of course
He's my
you would.
boy.
That's your boy. That's your boy.
I love him.
He's a
He just-
fucking
he
amazing
just-
hang. That was a bad move. That was a bad move, in my opinion.
He felt like, look, Mark is irrelevant. He's yelling these things out. Like, let him rant. Everyone's going to know what he's doing. But I don't think everybody on the outside
They don't.
because they don't know comedy. They don't
They
know
don't.
the business.
And it
they
looks
think
like you're
oh,
co-signing it all. And it looks like that you're okay with this. And I'm fine with you having him on. Like, I would have Maron on, but we're going to go at it. Yeah, you forgive. You know what I mean? You have somebody on your pod who had someone on their pod talking shit. You're better than me.
Yeah.
You're better than me.
You got to be able to just let things go.
I can't wait for Gavin Newsom to go on Bad Friends. I can't. I want to see I'm distancing myself from the Rogan Sphere tour.
That's
First
hilarious.
stop, Bad Friends.
That's hilarious.
I thought that was corny.
Yeah.
I thought it was corny.
Yeah, we talked about that. I don't know. It is what it is.
Like right now, there's this internet trend. Oh, the fucking manosphere, blah 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 blah. And I think I see guys who you were very generous to. Like you lent your platform, your millions of followers, the biggest show on the planet, help them make tons of money, help them really have success, build their own platforms. And now they see like an internet trend about like the manosphere or whatever, and I see guys like trying to create a little separation. I see all of a sudden it's like, yeah, you use this guy to make millions of dollars and get all these fans, and now you see online outrage, and you're like, oh no, that's them, that's not me. It's like you had no problem being part of the Avengers. You know what I mean? You had no problem being in the photos. You had no problem before, and now you see a little shit going on. You separate. I feel like that's the moment you double down for your boy. That's the moment you go, I know that person. What people are saying about him isn't real. And you refute that. That's what I would do. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, there's a lot of cowards out there in the world.
And it's just
And
they're
that's-
scared.
They're scared, and this is like a time of real attacks.
Yeah, so things are really heating up between these guys. It's getting ugly. Apparently, it's a time of real attacks. But the comedy scene, the last line of defense is having a civil war, so that's not good. And it'll be interesting to see how Santino responds to this. But let me know what you guys think about it all. And then make sure you check out my Patreon. I've been covering how the Rogan sphere is imploding over there and how MAGA has also turned on Rogan. He's been going through it. And then also I've been covering Theo Von's spiral, which apparently Mark Maron caused. And now Brendan Schaub is getting really depressed that Theo won't visit him in Austin and do his podcast. So it's just a sad scene down there. If you want to keep updated, make sure you check out the Patreon. There'll be a link in the description.